Commando, released in Japan as Wolf of the Battlefield, why does Japan get cooler game names? Is a run-and-gun, vertically scrolling arcade port. The arcade game was released in 1985, the same year as the movie Commando featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger, but the two are unrelated. Alright, let's see what's up with Commando on the NES.
行けスーパージョー行け悪の軍団の本部へ戦場の狼君は今激戦の中戦友を救え敵の本部をやっつけろザ・プロフェッショナルファミコンソフト戦場の狼カプコンから
You're Super Joe, and for some reason you, and you alone, are tasked with killing an entire army on your own armed with only a rifle and a handful of grenades. Your assignment is to rescue hostages and survive wave upon wave of hostile enemies who seek control of the world. As you'd expect, hammer B to shoot and press A to toss a grenade. As you move through the war-torn battlefield, you'll be greeted by a never-ending onslaught of flickering enemies. Your bullets only shoot about 15 feet in front of you, so you'll need to be very decisive and adamant about who you're shooting while constantly moving to avoid being shot yourself. Enemy bullets go further but are often slower, so that's good. As you traverse the level, you may see some of your comrades being whisked away, and if you're able to rescue them, you get a bonus. Otherwise, just shoot anything and everyone you can. You don't have to kill every enemy you see, just enough to survive and make your way through. The number of grenades you have are shown at the bottom, and these are good for ousting enemies burrowed down in foxholes or ones carrying around bullet-deflecting shields. Each level you'll reach a point where the scrolling ends and you'll need to defend yourself from a wave of enemies with nowhere to go, and those segments essentially act as boss fights. There are 4 stages like this on repeat. In some stages you'll see little areas you can pop into if you grenade or shoot the right areas. There's no point other than maybe finding another hostage or two, but you'll have to fight the occasional snake. A game with only 4 short stages seems too simple, and that's why they make you loop 4 times before you actually beat the game. The same thing over and over. It doesn't get harder, the colors don't change, it's just the same thing 4 times. After you finish the stage, you get a little cutscene while your points tally. Super Joe's just drawing his plans in the dirt with a stick, and I hope it's just a vertical straight line, because that's all the game is. Straight up the screen. Bang, bang, bang. There are some things you can pick up along the way that the manual oddly refers to as characters. You can get a wireless remote radio that kills everyone on screen and gets you to the next section quickly, though I'm not sure I ever spotted it on my playthrough. A Medal of Honor gives you a free life, and a bulletproof jacket gives you a little extra padding for the barrage of bullets coming at you. The rest of the pickups are largely for points, which mean very little in this game if you're just trying to get to the end. Another odd thing about this manual is Capcom says you have to play this game a distance away from your television set. So just any distance then? Alright. Anyway, there are infinite continues here, so that should help you out. Despite the onslaught of bullets, the slowdown, the flickering, the uninspired game design, a completely absent narrative, and very few weapon upgrades, you can beat Commando pretty easily, honestly, even without the continues. Until I read the manual, I thought the main character in Commando was Captain Commando. Turns out, no. That was just Capcom's mascot at the time, and Super Joe, as stated earlier, is the game's hero. The original arcade game looks a ton more appealing, but is harder, as you can imagine, and the NES version added 2 more stages to make it 4 unique ones. The arcade version only had 2. There are 2 sequels to Commando. The first was titled Mercs and was released on arcade, the Sega Master System, and the Sega Genesis, just to name a few. It's still a run-and-gun experience and is much, much improved over the original. The last game in the series was released on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in 2008, titled Wolf of the Battlefield Commando 3. It received some passing grades from critics, but has been largely forgotten. Well, that does it for Commando on the NES. Always be a distance from your TV, and thanks for watching.